Hi guys, welcome to Lesson 1, HTML in the Beginning. This whole tutorial series is going to be talking about HTML in the beginning elements and structure of HTML. So in this video, we're going to be talking about HTML and HTML tags. I'm going to first get started with HTML, and then after I go over this and give a couple examples, we're going to go over HTML tags. So what does HTML stand for? It stands for a Hypertext Markup Language, and it is the core language of nearly all web content. Most of what you see on your screen in a browser is described fundamentally using HTML. More precisely, HTML is the language that describes the structure and the semantic content of the web document. So I'm going to put some code on here. It might not all make sense now, but by the end of all these tutorials, you're going to understand what I'm putting on here. And I'm going to go over what I'm doing it later on, but I'll kind of say what I'm doing now too. But now I'm going to declare the doc type as an HTML document. All right, let me delete this real quick. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put, I'm going to give it a little title. And what this is going to do in the tab bar, you'd see this title. So I'm going to just put a tiny document, because again, this is just going to be a really tiny document. All right, and then within the body, I'm going to put a heading, a comment, just so you can see how you can do comments in here. And then I'm going to put a paragraph tag too. So I'm going to give it an H1 heading. And I'm going to put main heading in my document. And then later on we'll go over what tags are, how H1's different than our paragraph tag that I'm about to put. But real quick, I'm going to put a little comment, and I'll even go over how to do these comments later on in this in these tutorials too. I'm going to put just note this is H and the number 1. I'll just put 1. Not H and the word 1. All right, now I'm just going to put a P tag real quick, just to put a paragraph in there. And in my paragraph, I'm going to put, look, Mom, or look, Ma, I am coding, and I'll put HTML. But instead of just putting HTML, I'm going to put a title over it. So when you hover over HTML, you'll see this. So I'm going to put ABBR. And then in the opening tag, we'll go over these attributes later. I'm going to put title equals to, it's going to equal to hypertext markup language. And then within this, I'm going to put HTML, period, and I'm going to end that. And let's just go view this now in our web browser. So I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to go into my web browser, refresh the page, and now you can put main heading in my document. If you look here in the tabs bar, you'll see a tiny document, and it says, look, Mom, I'm coding HTML. And now we hover over HTML, you'll see hypertext markup language, and that's because of the title I added to it. So now that we kind of went over what HTML is, I kind of gave you a rough idea, and I gave you a little example. I'm going to go over our next part of this tutorial, and we're going to talk about the HTML tags. So let me go and delete all this code. Delete this. Alright, so now HTML consists of a set of elements which define the semantic meaning of their content. Elements include 2 matching tags and everything in between. So for example, earlier I showed a P tag. That was our paragraph. It has an opening P tag and a closing P tag. And you can tell it's a closing P tag by the backslash. So now also like another example would be the image, which is going to represent an image, or it's what we put in to show that we have an image. And again, I'll go over that later on too. So now let's go over an example of some tags, and I'll show you all the closing and opening tags within our example. So let's do doc type, exclamation, then doc type. And again, I'll go over what this is in a little bit. HTML. Okay, So now I'm going to just again in the title, as you can see, this is an opening tag and then that's a closing tag. And in the opening tag, I'm going to put, let's just put a minimal web page. All right. And again, this title is what is shown in the tabs bar of your website. So now within our body tag, let's put, you're in the beginning stage of learning HTML. So let's open the paragraph and then put, you are in the beginning stage of learning HTML. Okay, and you can see that this is 2p tags that are surrounding our text, and that you need this to show that it is a paragraph. With above and below our p tags are a body tag where there's an opening and closing one, and then above that are the opening or the closing head tag, and here's the opening head tag. Then we have HTML tags telling the web browser this is an HTML document and with the doc type. So again, there's a lot of opening closing tags in HTML. That's just what HTML consists of. So again, save this. Let's go view this in our web browser. And you can see you're in the beginning stage of learning HTML. And at the top, you have a minimal web page. Again, HTML is just all surrounded with tags. So thank you for checking out this video. We went over what the basic makeup of HTML is, and we also went over HTML tags. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.